Hey, so here is one thing that roughly 80% of triggers that we experience in parenthood is helping us to realize that we are extremely excited about. In this video, I'm going to share something that we can start applying today that is going to lead to us experiencing more peace in our homes and in our connection with our children. Comment the word peace if you want to receive some free tools and resources that have helped me and clients over the past 4 years to experience a drastic reduction in spanking, screaming, overwhelm, and mom guilt. And you also receive a personalized gift, if you will, from me to you as well. Comment the word peace. The gift, by the way, is going to help you experience more peace in parenthood. So yeah, comment the word peace if you're interested in receiving that. My name is Michelle Bowen, and I support parents as they take intentional steps that lead to them experiencing drastic reduction in spanking, screaming, mom guilt, overwhelm, and as they experience more connection and unity and peace in their homes and in their relationships with their children, using parenthood strategically to break cycles that majority of us have been programmed with. So yeah, I'm just really briefly here to talk about control, being super controlling, that pattern, that habit, that most of us picked up and learned early in our childhood. When you're born and then you grow up in a family or in a society that embodies that control is key, that if you feel more in control, then you're going to be more successful. Or if you as a parent are super controlling, then that means that your children are going to listen to you more or follow your instructions more. When you grow up in a society or in a home environment that embodies that, then of course, when you have a child, that pattern is going to come up. How could it not? How can you be born into a family and a society that tells you through embodiment and that tells you and shows you examples constantly of fear, force, and control being beneficial and being how you get what you want? How could you possibly leave the hospital after being born and then grow up in a society that preaches that, both verbally and from the example of the collective and family, etc.? How could you grow up in that and then not embody that yourself in the first months or years of your parenting journey? I'm not saying everybody embodies that, but a large majority of us that grew up in those type of environments, we find that our heart wants to let go and have faith and trust and go with the flow and enjoy the parenting journey and have faith that everything is unfolding exactly how it's meant to. And a lot of us have this desire to parent from our peace and to have fun watching life unfold better than we could ever imagine. And even in the triggering moments, a lot of us have the desire to trust that even though our child is triggered right now, even though we are triggered right now, it's okay. It's okay to be triggered and everything is going to be okay, right? A lot of us have that desire to parent from that peaceful, trusting space. But if you were raised in an environment and in a society that promotes fear, force, threaten, scream, control, then oftentimes what you can find, what a lot of us have experienced, is that our heart and our programming are like button heads, right? And so parenthood is actually giving us an opportunity to consciously and intentionally show up as the version of us that says, F it. F the way we've been programmed and conditioned. Yeah, I see you programming, telling me to control my child, to be extremely controlling. I see you, but I'm going to choose to have faith. I'm going to choose to trust. And I'm going to see where that leads. Nobody can tell me where that leads. Michelle can't tell me where that leads. Nobody can tell me where trust and faith is going to lead. So it might seem a little scary, but I swear it's going to be better. I know that it has to be better than the power struggles, the constant screaming, the constant feeling separate and disconnected from my child, the hitting my child. I know that we're faith and trust that everything is going to unfold better than I can imagine, trusting that letting go more and noticing the tendency to trip and flip out about XYZ. Something tells me that having faith that everything's okay and giving myself permission to not flip out about XYZ, something tells me that the more I let go and the more I test that out and the more I experiment with that, the better off I'll be. And so I'm just going to test it, right? I'm just going to test it. I'm going to do what many who came before me probably didn't know that they could do, or know that it was safe to do, or know that it was even productive and beneficial to do. And I'm going to test it. I'm going to see if letting go really amplifies the peace in my home and in my relationship with my child. So, family, I came here primarily to speak on that particular topic, just to really remind us that although we've been programmed and conditioned to try to force our children to listen to us by screaming, hitting them, threatening them, having attitudes with them, slamming doors, breaking stuff, you name it, to invite us to test out letting go. Noticing the trigger, noticing the urge to flip out and being like, but I don't wanna. I'm not gonna do it this time. I'm just gonna chill, relax, and give myself some permission to stretch my capacity to let go in this moment. And I invite us to test that out and see where that leads. And to also recognize that it's not, to question, is it really me that wants to flip out right now? Or is this just how I've been programmed? Is this me? Or is this my programming? And just to see where that leads, I invite you to test that out. Let me see if there's anything else that I want to share. Parenthood is giving us many, many opportunities to shift from being hyper masculine and extremely dominant and extremely dictator-like and extremely controlling to parenthood is giving us many opportunities to balance that out with our femininity, with our peace, and to experience the magic that parenthood can be when we are operating more from that balance. And funny enough, it doesn't take a lot to experience that balance. When you've been operating from your hyper-masculinity for so long because you've been programmed and conditioned to, when you've been operating from tons of fear and anxiety and screaming and yelling and hitting, it doesn't take a lot to experience balance. It just takes being more aware of when those patterns and habits emerge and looking at them like, not today, not right now, no thank you. And you'd be surprised at how much more balance and harmony comes from just looking at the pattern and looking at the habit and calling it out. We've been conditioned and programmed as well. It's been well-meaning, a lot of good intentions, but we've been programmed and conditioned as well that there's years and years and tons of complex and intense work that's required to experience more peace in parenthood and to experience more of a balanced and harmonious home environment. And nope. It doesn't have to be extremely complex. Sometimes it can be just as simple as you sincerely and genuinely committing to calling out the moments where you are giving your attention and energy to those patterns that we were programmed with of being extremely controlling, serious, intense, rigid, and just holding space for it by being aware of it. Okay, yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about today. So yes, comment the word peace if you want some freebies that will help you on your parenting journey to continue to experience more peace in parenthood. Comment the word peace to receive those.